Okay, crew, here we go. You're going to start into the anatomy and physiology of extreme machines, and we're going to be talking about aircraft anatomy, that's structure, aircraft physiology, that's function of aircraft. Same thing with spacecraft anatomy and physiology, the structure and function of spacecraft. And when we talk about spacecraft, I'm mainly talking about rockets. And then we're going to start into a little bit of physics. Okay. Most important part about physics is do not freak out about the equations that are associated with this. The reason being is I'm not going to expect you to memorize equations, but I am going to expect you to be able to sort of understand the concepts behind the equations. And so that being said, we're going to be talking about position, displacement, velocity, acceleration, gravity, a number of things that actually come into play every day in the practice of aerospace medicine. When we talk about G-forces or the force of gravity, what is it we're talking about? That's important for both the equipment. There are G-load requirements and limitations for equipment, but it also includes for humans. And it can also be important in human survivability because, like everything, we have limits to what we can tolerate as humans. So that being said, I want you to work through the CK12 assignments. Don't freak out when you see all of these assignments. Yes, you have to do 10 questions per segment, but the readings are fairly short and condensed and at a level that is somewhere between late high school and advanced placement high school physics and an introductory physics course. So you'll see the gamut there. I expect you to be a little bit of algebraic physics, but we're not going to do differential equations, we're not going to do integrations, we're not going to do calculus, we're not even going to do a lot of descriptions of lines, but I do expect you to work with the graphs and understand that graphs are one way of presenting information in a very condensed format. So, what are you going to come out of this with? I want you to understand what a scalar and a vector quantity is. I want you to understand what acceleration is versus velocity versus speed. It's really important. I want you to understand one-dimensional motion and position time, velocity time graphs and what they're trying to tell you. What is average velocity and instantaneous velocity? And be able to sort of describe motion from a 1D motion graph. So, hang in there. If you have questions, don't hesitate to reach out in the Mayday section and we will work through this. Do not be intimidated by it, but I've got to get you a little bit of background so we can have a common language. So I look forward to seeing you on the continuation of this mission as we continue to explore humans, machines on the edge.